Jade joins a board, a picture book for self-advocates. This is the cover of the book, and we see Jade, the main character. She's sitting at a table with her hands folded in front of her. She has a few gray streaks of hair, and otherwise her shoulder-length hair is kind of a dark brown color. She's wearing dark rim glasses, a red t-shirt, and a big, friendly smile. This book was developed by the Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Program for Jefferson County Public Health in Washington State, and my name is Bonnie. I'm that program's coordinator. The illustrations were created with the assistance of artificial intelligence. Any likenesses are coincidental. This book is dedicated to the self-advocates of the Jefferson County Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Advisory Board. Chapter 1, Jade joins the board. Throughout this chapter, we're going to see Jade doing the activities that are described in the words of the book. My name is Jade, and there she is, smiling in the illustration like she was on the cover. I work at a bakery. I like to hang out with friends, swim, and go on dates. I care about people and like to help. So I joined a board. Let's review. Board, a group of caring people who work together to help others. Chapter 2, what is a self-advocate? The board I joined is called an advisory board. Advisory means we give advice. The illustration shows Jade speaking with another person, and that person's listening to her. My board gives advice to people who make decisions about our community. There's another illustration of Jade speaking with another person who's listening to her closely. I grew up with a disability. My advice is to include people with disabilities. It's important. This illustration shows Jade when she was a little girl growing up with a disability. When I teach others about what is important to me, I am a self-advocate. Jade's holding up a sign, and the sign says, "Nothing about us without us." Let's review. Self-advocate, someone who teaches others what is important to them. Chapter 3, what is a meeting like? A few times a year, I go to our meeting place. Here Jade is walking with a young woman who looks a lot like her, a family member. We sit at a table together, then we follow meeting instructions. Everyone has a chance to share ideas. Jade's sitting at the board meeting table, and her fellow board members are sitting on either side of her. The meeting starts when enough board members are in attendance. In other words, when there is a quorum. The illustration shows an attendance list, and there are check marks next to almost every board member's name. Let's review. Board meeting, when a group of people share ideas by following instructions. Quorum, when enough board members are present, usually half the total number of board members plus one. Chapter 4, what is an agenda and minutes? The agenda is a list of things to discuss. I get a copy of the agenda and minutes before every meeting. Minutes remind me what happened at the last meeting. The illustration shows Jade holding a meeting agenda. My family helped me understand the agenda and minutes before my meeting. The illustration shows Jade with that family member who walked with her to the meeting place. They're sitting together reviewing the agenda. Let's review. Agenda, a list of things to discuss at a meeting. Minutes, notes about things that happened at the last meeting. Chapter 5, What is an agenda item? Each topic on our list is called an agenda item. One time, an agenda item said we would discuss a new bylaw. A bylaw is a rule board members follow. In the illustration, there is a meeting agenda with numbered items in a list. Each numbered item in the list on the agenda is called an agenda item. The bylaw would allow self-advocate board members to earn a stipend for every meeting they attended. A stipend is payment. The illustration shows a portion of the agenda that indicates that one of the things the board members will talk about is a possible new bylaw. The agenda item says, new bylaw. Board members who are self-advocates will receive a stipend. A stipend shows everyone how important it is for self-advocates to be board members. There's a graphic, and it starts with a footstep with the word start here, and it says go to a meeting as a first step. The next footstep shape says receive stipend. The next, spend stipend. Finally, get what I want. And after the footsteps, there is the person at the end with hands in the air, holding some money and saying, my attendance is valuable. Let's review. Agenda item, a topic on the agenda. Bylaw, a rule board members follow. Stipend, payment, usually a small amount of money. Chapter 6, what is discussion and public comment? When board members communicate during a meeting, we call it a discussion. The illustration shows Jade speaking with other board members. When a member of the public communicates with board members, we call that public comment. The illustration shows that there is a person standing at a podium, speaking into a microphone and addressing the board members who are all sitting together at their table in front of the audience. Let's review. Discussion, when board members communicate during a meeting. Public comment, when a member of the public communicates with board members. Chapter 7, what is a motion? After everyone communicated about the new bylaw, it was time to vote on it. I started by making a motion. The illustration shows Jade reading her motion from a piece of paper where she had written down what she wanted to say beforehand. A motion is a suggestion shared with everyone. I practiced my motion before the meeting. My motion. I make a motion that this board recommends adding a bylaw that says self-advocates receive a stipend for attending board meetings. After I made my motion, another board member spoke up. He said, I second that motion. That meant he agreed we should vote. He seconded my motion. The illustration shows a board member who is sitting next to Jade. He's looking at her, speaking, and a speech bubble above him says, I second that motion. Let's review. Motion, when a board member shares a suggestion for all members to vote on during a meeting. Seconded, when a second member agrees all the board members should vote on a motion. Chapter 8, how do you vote on a motion? The chairperson led the next steps after my motion was made and seconded. The illustration shows Jade sitting next to one of her fellow board members, and that board member is the chairperson, and we know because there's a little sign in front of them saying that they're the chairperson. The chairperson called out, all those in favor of the motion say aye, or raise your hand. I said aye because that meant yes. I raised my hand too. Other board members around me did the same. Then the chairperson said, if any are opposed, say nay, or raise your hand. I dropped my hand. We waited for a few seconds, but no one voted nay. The illustration shows Jade smiling with her hand raised high in the air. 5 board members voted aye and 0 voted nay, the chairperson announced. The motion passes. That meant all the board members agreed on adding the new bylaw. And the illustration shows the chairperson making that announcement to everyone. Let's review. Chairperson, the leader of the meeting. Aye, yes. Nay, no. Chapter 9. How do I ask for help? All the other board members want to help me. Sometimes I need to teach them how to help me. I tell them, please slow down, or I need more time to think, or I need to hear that again. The illustration shows Jade jotting down a little note that says, please slow down. Chapter 10. How do I take care of my body during a meeting? It takes 1 or 2 hours to talk about everything at the meeting. I can leave the meeting when I need to go to the bathroom. I can move around if I need to. I bring water in case I get thirsty and snacks in case I get hungry. The illustration shows a water bottle and an apple. Chapter 11. What is a recess? When I need to leave the meeting for a few minutes, I ask for a recess. The illustration shows Jade walking into the bathroom. Let's review. Recess, when the meeting stops for a short break. Chapter 12. When is the meeting over? The agenda tells us the time the meeting ends. If we don't finish discussing all the agenda items in time, we discuss them later. At the end of the meeting, we vote to adjourn. The illustration shows Jade smiling and waving goodbye at us. Let's review. Adjourn, end a meeting. The end. Thank you for your public service. Learn more about resources for people experiencing intellectual and/or developmental disabilities in Jefferson County, Washington, by going online or contacting me. Thank you.